Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for coming back. This is the official video that I am posting on this YouTube channel. I've been meaning to post other videos and I just really never had the chance to do it. I find that making the short videos is a lot easier, less time consuming, but I wanted to take some time to show you how I inspect my beehives, and it's a little longer than 3 minutes, so I decided I'm just going to do a full-blown video. So I have a beehive here that is blowing up. It's my weekly inspection. Last week I inspected it and the bees were just, it was like every single day they were just doubling and doubling and doubling. And in fact, at nighttime I noticed that there is a huge cluster of bees on the front of the beehive. And I mean, they could be bearding, but inspecting it from last week and looking at the brood and everything, I'm pretty sure they're just running out of space. So I'm sure that if I crack this hive open, there may be swarm cells. So I went and bought an entire other beehive for these bees. Now, what I did was I bought a Hoover hive last year, and I basically split the Hoover hive and bought a screen board for the other swarm that was a little weaker. And so I was just trying to be cheap about it, and I decided, you know what, it's time to just buy an entire beehive for these bees. They are doing so well. I have the smoke going right now, and you know, I just figured they need the space. You know, if they're doing this well, I just need to get them a whole other beehive. So that's what I did. I went on Amazon and I bought a Polybee beehive. It wasn't very expensive. It claims to be made out of cedar wood, and the frames are made out of pine. Let me grab a frame here real quick. Let's grab this one. So I did another coating on these frames with some beeswax. I like to do that because it helps them draw it out. And I know it's August and the nectar flow is pretty much coming down to nothing, but I like to feed my bees this time of year, and I've been feeding them for the past couple weeks, and I've noticed there is substantial amount of comb being built every week that I inspect my beehives. So I'm going to flip to the time lapse of me building this beehive and waxing the frames. And after that, let's get into the inspection and swapping of the boxes. top feeder, a 1-to-1 sugar-water ratio. These bees in this hive drink that stuff up pretty quick. And then the last thing I did was I ground up some pollen that I bought from Walmart, and I just stuck it at the entrance as like a peace offering, but they love that when I do that. So I'm going to move on to the next beehive. And this one has a screened bottom board. These bees actually absconded before, and the queen in this hive has clipped wings. So I caught the queen, put them back in there, and I am closely monitoring this beehive. I don't really like the screen bottom board. I think I'm going to swap it out with this one, the one that I just took away from the beehive on the left. So I'm going to clean it up and basically swap the bottom boards and put an empty box with some empty frames on the top for those bees to give them more space. I'm also going to monitor how much brood is built and how much comb was built within the past week, and that will basically tell me whether or not I should put another box on there. So let's cut to that time lapse. Second hive in, I swapped the screen board for a regular bottom board, and this hive isn't looking too good. I counted 4 frames drawn. Those frames are about covered halfway with bees. So I did a quick inspection of my third one in. I just added that top box, so they're drawing that comb out, and I stole a frame of brood that has capped over brood. I just took 1 frame and I put it in this weaker beehive. Now, I don't know if the queen is just not doing too good or not. I mean, it looks like she's doing fine. I was looking for pests. I don't see any. So let's see if this regular bottom board and fresh frame of brood will help them. I also fed them some sugar water, gave them some pollen, and I did the same with the third beehive in. I just have to finish doing the last beehive, which is last year's. Last year I caught this swarm. They did very well. They were the only beehive that survived the winter, and they actually swarmed this year. A couple months back they swarmed, and I have a new queen. I marked her, I clipped her, and this hive is actually doing very well. So I'm curious to see how they're doing at the moment. So let's crack it open and take a look. I'm not going to do a time lapse of this one. I'm just going to take my time and just run through what I'm doing. So let's get to it. All right, so the battery is going to die soon. So I'm just going to do a real quick run through of this colony. I built these beehive stands last year. I'm really liking them. They may be a little too high for some people's liking, but that is completely okay because I think they're great. So already I can see that this feeder frame is just completely empty. This can hold 1.5 gallons of sugar water. So let's just dive in real quick, take a look. These bees have a lot of drawn out comb in this top box. Just trying to lift it. And yep, this did not look like that last week. This hive is, okay, so this is completely packed full of honey. And it looks like they're already starting to fill this side up with honey. Actually, I might as well just do a full inspection of the top hive here. Yeah, all of this is brand new. I'm going to break this down. Those are queen cups. They typically make them when they're planning on swarming. So I'm just going to break them down. I don't want them to swarm, so I'm going to just break down all of the ones that I see. Now, it's probably smarter to inspect your hive first and then go back through and break the swarm cells down. But these are not swarm cells, they just look like queen cups. And really the difference is queen cups they build to basically get ready to swarm. They make them so they can just have the queen lay an egg in there, and they will just feed it with royal jelly and take care of it, and they will have, oh my, look at that. This frame is very heavy. This frame probably weighs, I would say, more than 10 pounds. Definitely more than 10 pounds. There's some more queen cups here. I'm just going to break them down. So that's pretty much it. There's some more comb that's built in here. There really isn't that many bees on these frames. So I'll take because I checkerboarded them. There's really not a whole lot going on. Looks like they're packing this full with honey too. So that is great to see. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this top box back the way it was, and I'm going to get into the lower brood box. So I'm going to just crack this. Oh, all right. I'm going to set this down. Oh my goodness. Right. There's a lot of stuff going on here, so just going to, I'm running out of smoke. I'm just going to go through, clean the tops of these frames off real quick. And this here is just wax that you can end up using. You can render it down, turn it into your own wax candles if you want. I like to reuse it. Every time I get a new beehive, I paint them on the new frames. Oh wow, look at that. So they are packing the pollen away that I'm giving them. I see some fresh eggs laid. No queen cups, which is good. And of course, no queen cells either. Wow, that is a beautiful thing of brood. Look at that. That is looking nice. I don't see the queen anywhere. This queen, I've noticed, is pretty laid back. When I'm doing my inspections, she just minds her own business as I go on with my own business. So, right there we have a queen cup. And I'm going to just look around for the queen first. Okay, I don't see her. I'm going to just stick this one right here for now. I'm going to say the queen is either towards the middle or towards the other side. There's another one. And these queen cups are empty. There's nothing in them. They just do it as an emergency procedure. Alrighty, so just a quick recap. Sorry my battery died. I'm gonna have to buy some more GoPro batteries. But I was going through the last hive and I didn't see any more queen cups. I didn't see any queen cells at all. I did find the queen. She looks very healthy. She was actually in the middle of laying some eggs. So I fed the last hive a gallon and almost a half of sugar water. and I gave them pollen, just like I did with all of the other beehives. You don't have to do that. That's just something I like to do. And I gathered everything up. I'm cleaning my 1-gallon jugs right now so I can make more sugar water later. I am letting my smoker kind of just go out, and I put the boxes and the bottom board and everything away. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I do whenever I'm inspecting my beehives. Right now we're in a dearth. It's like in the middle of August, so we are looking to take care of the bees the best that we can. And when I say we, I mean, even though I'm the only one in the household that does the beekeeping stuff, my wife helps with a lot of stuff. She is never on camera. I don't ever do any type of short or videos or anything with anybody else in it because they just don't want to be in it. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'm trying to get this channel up to 100 subscribers. We'll see what happens, but I am pretty excited. I didn't really expect this channel to be a beekeeping channel. I'm going to be posting other content on this channel that basically incorporates what I had put in the description of this channel to begin with. So stay tuned for more videos like that. And yeah, thanks for coming.